You're not getting anything or anyone back because you and your person already are one. You already belong to each other. You were already created for each other. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Career Union. I want to talk about living your life fully, doing the things that you really love doing when you're manifesting anything. But in particular, we're going to talk about your true love, your mirror soul, your specific person. Okay. It's important because if you're not actually loving yourself and living your life and enjoying yourself, then you are most likely in an energy of fear, lack, scarcity, seeking for proof that the love is mutual. Are they going to come back? Anyway, all of that energy is actually, it's a version of you being somebody who doesn't know their power, who doesn't love themselves fully, and who maybe doesn't understand what the connection actually is and who you are in your reality, what consciousness is, and what your life is. Your life is always showing you who you are. And so when you're coming at this with the intention of learning the depth of who you are, learning how perfect of a masterpiece you already are, accepting yourself fully, and then, doing whatever techniques or methods resonates with you. Because when you're doing something that resonates with you, and it should be a lifestyle, by the way, when you're doing something that resonates with you and you are experiencing fulfillment through whatever it is that you're doing for inner work, because that's the reason why you're doing the inner work is for the sake of fulfillment. It's giving yourself the experience. It's not that like saying a million affirmations is going to send like air, these magical thought beams out over to your person. You and your person are already one, and you're never in no contact with them. Whatever you are thinking and feeling and believing, if you're in a state of frustration, anger, and sadness, and lack, and blame, and shame, and guilt, and all that great stuff, then your person is most likely going to be kind of in the same energy. And they also might be doing everything that they can not to think about you. Okay. Anyway, I went on a little bit of a tangent. So before I get further into this, I do believe this video is going to be very helpful. If you do love me and my content, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow. If you want me to be your coach to help you manifest anything related to your true love, specific person, and you know that I always mention that I want to work with people who are in a deep soul connection, email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Go to the website, coreunion.com, book either a single session or a package. My scheduling assistant, Olga, will get back to you with my next available session. The reason why I say I like to coach people who are in a deep soul connection is because if you are only wanting to experience an apology or a phone call or a text, I don't believe you need coaching for that. Okay. It's not that big of a deal. So when you are truly deeply loving yourself and getting lost in your passions, the things that you enjoy doing, and maybe they're things that you used to want to do, and maybe you used to do it, but then you stopped doing it because you started putting your life on hold because of the pain that you experienced in the preparation stage that happened between you and your person, as an example. Or maybe there are things you've always been interested in and never actually did. You shouldn't, from my perspective, I don't think you need to be doing things that you're reading or hearing from others you should be doing. You should just do things that you really enjoy doing and get lost in. Doesn't mean that it's going to require money. It doesn't mean it might not. But when you're truly loving yourself and you're, doing some form, again, of some form of inner work of tapping into oneness with your entire reality, knowing how perfect you are. So really pouring love into yourself, and then maybe doing some form of whatever inner work resonates with you around your health, around your finances, around different opportunities, different friendships, different relationships, and also your person, not only your person. Because if you do the inner work from a way of only doing it with your person, this is why you're experiencing the separation to begin with, because you're pretty much ignoring and blocking yourself. And then you will experience your person ignoring and blocking you, as an example. So anyway, so you're doing things not to like, I'm going to love myself and I'm going to be happy to get my person back. No, you're not getting anything or anyone back because you and your person already are one. You already belong to each other. You were already created for each other. You're the one who has to get in alignment with that. You're the one who has to trust in that, because you need to just trust in whatever desire you do have, because the desire already exists, or you wouldn't even desire it. It's a coming attraction. Okay. I and my father are one, but my father is greater than I. So listen to your desires and then do things you love, and you will be automatically in flow and you'll be inspired to do things. But it doesn't mean that you'll be inspired to do things towards your person. Taking action is about taking action in living your life fully and loving yourself. And then you're inspired to just do things naturally, and you will automatically be in the trajectory, in the timeline of the relationship. Okay. When, you guys, I came on recently and I shared a video of a home that I had manifested back in 2012. So I wanted to share something because I thought this was really powerful. I thought about it this morning. So at the point where I was outgrowing this home now, so it was like 2 years in or whatever, I was supposed to actually purchase it. It was going to be kind of a lease to own, but I decided that I wanted a brand new home. So without going into all of the details of everything, because I want to keep this really short, I wanted to be inspired to be able to afford a house, that was, I kind of stretched, I wanted to expand and stretch my consciousness. So I focused in on this beautiful property that was close to $1 million on an island nearby. Anyway, I was focusing in on that, not necessarily to have that home, but the expansiveness of it, the abundance on it, the way I believed I would feel living in it. So I obsessed over looking at this house and imagining myself in this house for whatever amount of time. Then I'm just living my life and I'm enjoying myself. I always cut my own hair. Even though I always cut my hair, I'm doing the inner work. And obviously, I'm focusing on all areas of my life. And at that time, I was in a relationship, but it wasn't really a relationship I wasn't in love. I wasn't in trust. This wasn't my true love. So one day, I'm just living my life and doing my thing, manifesting all this money with the interior design business that I manifested to prove that manifestation was real so I could someday become a coach. And as some of you guys know, that ended up being 15 to 16 years, award winning every year, $100,000 a month. Okay. And I only said that because you might be new to the channel. I'm not saying that to brag, because it is what it is. And you are capable of manifesting much more than even that. It's nothing at all special about me. I just trusted in my heart's desire and I went all in, and I just did what I try to share for you guys to do. So I'm suddenly inspired out of nowhere to go to a particular salon that I've never been to. Literally, I was out walking, I believe, and I was inspired to walk into the salon, and I asked if somebody was available to cut my hair. And this gentleman said he could. I sit down. By the way, this could be a little bit more to this, but this is just to my recollection. And, so as we're talking, he's cutting my hair. We're asking, he's like, so where are you from? I told him that the interior design business in town was mine. He said, so where do you live? I told him. And then I said, what about you? And he said, oh, I live on the island. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And, in my mind, I'm like, oh, because I'm looking at a place there, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, yeah, I'm selling my place. And I said, really? I said, where's the place? And he shows me that it's the house that I started to obsess over. So in our conversation, he ends up saying, because I don't remember a lot of the details, but he ends up saying, if you want, you can rent it. I can rent it out to you and we can do like for rent to own thing. And now this is in a real estate market where houses, it's hard to break into this market, never mind be able to get these properties so easily. And that's the case with the retail locations too. But it was always just kind of handed to me, not because, again, not because I'm special, but because I was trusting in my heart and soul. So I was simply inspired, walked in, and then meet the owner face to face of this property that's for sale in a market that's hard to actually purchase what you want because properties come and go like that. And there he is willing to lease it to me. Now, I went and I saw the property in person, and as much as it was beautiful, I did not like where it was actually located. I didn't like a lot of the things about the property, inside or outside, but beautiful nonetheless. So soon after that, I ended up actually manifesting my dream home, which was brand new construction in an area that was more suited to my preferences, private, very private backyard, kind of in the country, very quiet, peaceful, and again, brand new construction. The reason why I wanted to share this is what inspired action looks like. And I'll give you another quick example because I've shared this on the channel before. Sometimes when you're doing the inner work with the intention of doing this to only get your person instead of giving yourself the experience of fulfillment with the inner work. You got to look at it as experience because your inner world is what shapes your outer world. It doesn't matter, like you can imagine things as the relationship evolves. I remember when I was imagining the first time that me and my mirror soul would meet in person and how we felt about each other, how we looked at each other, and all of this stuff. But how it actually came to fruition in my reality was a million times more romantic, and I wouldn't have been able to even fathom how it actually unfolded. It was so much better. There was an unexpected visit of me going there. I was supposed to just drop something off. Then we ended up, they asked if I would want to go out to eat. We go out to eat. We end up going near a waterfall. It was very romantic. There was mud as we were walking to another area of the park. I slipped in the mud, and as I was going to catch myself on a vine, they kind of caught me and swooped in, and it was our first kiss ever. And it was the best kiss of my life. So I wanted to share that because I would have never I would have never visualized that. I couldn't have fathomed that. Just like I came on and I shared a video of years back when I needed to refinance something. It was a very large loan amount. And I was told that something in the amount of $28,000 needed to be paid off. But at the time, it was going to put me in too much of a position that would have felt uncomfortable. Without going into details, the person who I just kept going to the end and imagining somebody saying to me, "You're all set. You're all set." That's it. Literally, I just kept imagining seeing their face and hearing them say, "Kim, you're all set." So I go into work one day. They they tell me to check my bank account, and I see that they wired me $28,000. So this was not that they were giving me $28,000. They were giving me the $28,000 so I could finish what I was doing, and then I gave it right back to them. The reason why I wanted to bring that up is because, again, in my inner work, I wouldn't have imagined if in my mind I said, I'm going to imagine that this person wires me $28,000. I would have never believed that. And I'm a million percent sure then that would have never happened. That was simply how I and my father are one, but my father's greater than I. So you and God, universe, source, infinite intelligence, the light, creator, you guys are one. you are you are literally consciousness having a human experience. Everyone is, and everything is God. If it's good, it's God. If it's love, it's God. If it's fear, it doesn't matter. Okay. So anyway, sorry, I went on a little bit of a tangent. So when you truly get in alignment and in union with your highest self, God, universe, source, whatever you want to label that, and you listen to your heart and soul, realizing that it is, your desires in your heart and soul are already created for you by God, universe, source, infinite intelligence. You just have to have blind faith and trust in the unseen and do your thing and live your life and enjoy yourself. And then everything that needs to happen, this part isn't up to you. So stop trying to control things. You don't have to control things. Action will always be part of the unfolding, but inspired action is not does not equate to control or manipulation or needing to do something to prove your value and worth. Inspired action will be like when you're, again, going back to what I was saying earlier, loving yourself, doing things you love doing, enjoying yourself, living your life in ease, being relaxed. Okay. And I know if you're new to this or if you're in a lot of pain, you're blaming yourself for things, then maybe you need to, maybe it's not going to be instant for you to be able to just feel, relaxed and at peace. That's where you don't need coaching. But if you're having a hard time, and if you've been doing this for a very long time, there might be something that having a reliable, authentic, honest, and genuine coach may help just kind of pull you out and put you in your power. Anyway, affirm down below. I trust and understand that all of my desires are already done, and me and my mirror soul are in a loving, healthy, secure, happy relationship. I love you so much. Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.